Hobsonville Point, and that's item 13. So I'm just going to invite the chair. Kia ora, Lisa. Good to see you, and just want to acknowledge all the work that you've done since you've been not only elected member, but just honestly with you. Wish you all the best, as you said to me, moving into your next journey. But again, I just wanted to acknowledge all your mahi and the work for your community. So tēnā koe. And if John and, Councillors Watson and Walker, I've got you both up there just to acknowledge and thank you for your presentation. So I hand it over to you. Kia ora, Lisa.
Thank you, and it's nice to be here in person, although I think there's more online. Our workshop today got cancelled, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to eyeball you, and Alf did mention cake actually, which made the travelling time kind of worthwhile. I would like to acknowledge we've got a couple of board members on the call as well. We've got Margaret, Anna and Uzra, who are attending remotely. This is a project that I think His Worship the Mayor sort of was involved in the very early days in his prior career when he signed the Public Works Act agreement down for the land at the landing back in the day. So this is a project that's been dear to the heart of the Upper Harbour Local Board for many, many years, for the whole time since amalgamation, and for people who were involved in Waitakere City before that. So it's really nice that prior to my retirement from local government, but not from life, I'm here asking for you to support the recommendations in the report. And I won't go on about it, but this is a real opportunity to demonstrate outcomes that can happen from collaboration. And what we can see with this project is that the community group that have formed the trust have worked for many, many, many years with Kāinga Ora, and our officers have come in and tried to make it work from council's perspective with our very limited budgets, as you know. So this is an opportunity for an amazing vision to come to life. Today you're only being asked about the vesting of the jetty and the pontoon launching structure, but I do have the little YouTube video link that I'd just like you to take a minute and a half to watch, because this is the vision that the community have set themselves the challenge of fundraising to deliver. And I will be asking you obviously to support the officer's recommendation, which is to accept the vesting, because with that and with the local board being able to sign the landside lease prior to my retirement, we can let them get on with raising the funds for the amazing facility. So if I could ask Maya to just play the little YouTube video, please. So just to quietly talk you through it, I don't do anything quietly, what am I trying to kid? This open space area in front will be public. So this is what they're proposing for the interior. It's to make it a bookable space. It's where the Sea Cadets will train. There's masses of storage underneath for the Westlake boys rowing and the sailing boats. And so the intention is that this will be a real community hub, and for any of you who have been down to the Hobsonville Point landing, it's a pretty special place, and it's been developed at pretty high end by Kāinga Ora. And so what Kāinga Ora will be building is the building platform for the structure and the pontoon and the launching structures, which have to be bespoke because of tidal levels. All of the actual physical building that you can see is what the group will be fundraising for, and so that's not the subject of today, but I don't know about you, but I look at the drawings and the agenda and I have a little bit of trouble bringing it to life. So the little YouTube video was really just an intention so you can see how it's planned to sit in the landscape. The coastal walkway runs behind the building, it's not impacted. Public access will be available. This is a project that probably thousands of volunteer hours have gone into coming up with a design that's workable. Kāinga Ora have opened their, we don't say checkbooks anymore, they've opened their online bank account, and they're going to fund, it's not quite the same, they're going to fund the construction. The group will have a building platform. They've been working really hard behind the scenes to get funders, and as soon as the vesting is sorted and we'll do the lease, we were hoping to do it next week, but it looks like it might be our last meeting in September, then they can just go off and do what community groups do best, which is make great outcomes happen, and we're just trying to facilitate that. So I do want to just quickly thank the officers who've worked really hard to make the solution workable for everybody, and all of my local board colleagues from this board and every other board since Auckland Council began have always supported this outcome. So thank you. It's been a pleasure. You did promise cake, just saying. But no, seriously, it has been a pleasure, and I do appreciate the support I've always had in this room and from the people online. So thank you. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Yep. Goodbye. So, Councillor Hills.
Kia ora, Lisa. I just want to thank, first of all, you and Margaret online for being great mentors to me, but also working. We ran that first campaign, my first campaign, together, and just that you've always been a great support to the North Shore and Auckland, but also to me personally, both of you. Really enjoy our friendship outside of politics as well. That will continue. Just my question, it was mostly, so I thank you both. And honour the work you've done, huge amount of work, especially on things like these where you're working with government agencies and others really constructively, and it's maybe not always in your decision-making power. But I guess what, I'll just make it a question, what does this project mean, will mean to your community, and are other community aware of this, amazing happenings? Often things pop up and people aren't aware. Do you know if there's a lot of support around this?
Yeah, there's actually been really great public engagement by the Trust. They're very lucky. They've got some very hard-working, really experienced trustees, and there have been a number of community open days. They've done iwi engagement. They've got a relationship agreement with Te Kawerau Maki, one of the local iwi, and they've done that separate to what Kāinga Ora has done as part of the resource consent process. So there was a real commitment. So they've used social media, but they've also used physical down on the landing, talking people through it. Obviously they had a sponsor create the video so people could get a bit of a visualisation, because it turns out I'm not the only one that can't read drawings. So I think what they've done is they've really got a lot of support, and if this doesn't go ahead, there's no likelihood of water access in this area for the next 10 years because we don't have the money. It's not in any of our plans, and the existing seaplane ramp is being decommissioned because it's no longer safe. So there's been no vehicles for many years. The whole thing's going to be removed. So it will provide water access, not for motorised craft, but neither did the previous facilities. And so this is part of the mitigation for what's being lost.
Thank you, that's perfect. And sorry, my microphone was down before, so hopefully you could hear me.
I could, thank you very much. You'll be happy to know that I've always got an opinion on everything, and I'm always happy to mentor people, and I'm doing it now with my role on Basketball New Zealand with some amazing young women, aspiring leaders. It's, really satisfying. So it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, and Margaret. Thank you.
Councillor Watson, and he'll be the last of our pātai, Lisa, and then I'm just going to invite His Worship the Mayor to say a few words. Kia ora. Councillor Watson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Lisa, for your presentation. Just picking up on the number of activities that have been identified here, and I see all the usual ones, with kayaking and wakayama, dragon boating, canoeing, etc. But the one that really just occurred to me in your presentation there, in the flyover or fly through, there are a number of schools in the area that don't really have any access to to water facilities. So that educative function, as it goes to the high school and the two existing primary school and the ones on the way, is it envisaged that the pontoon and jetty will be available for all the quite significant number of young peoples that are attending that school in that immediate environment?
Yeah, it is. I think the trust themselves have already had conversations with the local schools around how they might use it to incorporate in their water-wise training, not just the inside meeting room facility when they get it built, but also perhaps sharing the use of their craft. Most of the sailors are local residents, but the rowers come from across the North Shore because there's obviously limited facilities for rowing. But water-wise and those connections with the community are certainly on the Trust's radar for being opportunities to use the building.
Great, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Kia ora, Councillor Watson. Your Worship, the Mayor to close this part off, and I'll put the recommendation. Kia ora.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chairman Alf. And Lisa, I just wanted to say what I've said to you privately. Thank you so much for your contribution in local government and at the local board level. You've been a competent, hard-working, well-contributing member. You're really constructive, and it's been fantastic working with you. You and I have probably different views at a political level, but that's never stopped us being able to work closely together in the interests of our city, and I really appreciate your contribution. I'm really sad to see you going because we can ill afford to lose people of your calibre, but best wishes for whatever your future endeavours might be. And really on behalf, I think, of all of our councillors, thank you so much for your efforts and your contribution. Go well.
Thank you very much. I'm telling people now it's 6 terms because 18 years made me sound really old. 6 terms. And Margaret's 10 terms. Just saying, do the maths on that one, and that's a significant contribution as well. So the people of Upper Harbour, yeah, it will be a loss, but it's an opportunity for something new, and I'm not planning on dying just quite yet. So I think I've got another career in me. I'm just, fingers crossed, the health cooperates, but definitely the heart's still willing, so thank you very much.
Ka pai. And just to let you know, the banana cake and orange cake, so you're most welcome to have a piece.
I might wait for the item
Yeah. So look, the recommendation's been moved and second by Councillor Watson and Walker. I'll put the recommendation. All those in favour?
Aye. Aye.
Against? Kia ora. Thank you. 6.4, Committee, Whau Local Board, tēnā koe te rangata.